This is the story of Judas Iscariot right after he betrayed Jesus. It's a heavy story, but it's filled with lessons about regret, consequences, and even prophecy. Jesus has just been arrested and condemned. And the Bible tells us that when Judas, who had betrayed him, saw what was happening, a wave of remorse washed over him. He realized the gravity of his actions. He had betrayed an innocent man. He immediately takes the 30 silver coins, his payment for the betrayal, and rushes back to the chief priests and the elders. He's desperate. He tells them, "I have sinned by betraying an innocent man to death." He's confessing. He's trying to undo what he's done. They are completely cold. They say, "What do we care about that? That is your business." They used him, and now they've washed their hands of him. Show no compassion, no concern for the man they conspired with. This rejection sends Judas into a spiral of despair. He throws the 30 silver coins down right there in the temple. He's rejecting the blood money, trying to cleanse himself of it, but the guilt is overwhelming. He leaves the temple, goes off by himself, and tragically, he hangs himself. It's a heartbreaking end to a story of regret that wasn't channeled towards true repentance and forgiveness. The chief priests pick up the coins from the temple floor, but they have a problem. They say this is blood money, and it is against our law to put it in the temple treasury. Think about the irony here. They were fine with paying the money to have an innocent man condemned, but they couldn't possibly taint their sacred treasury with it. Their hypocrisy is on full display. So what do? They have a meeting and decide to use the money to buy a piece of land known as the Potter's Field. Their plan is to use it as a cemetery for foreigners. Because of its origin story, that field became known as the Field of Blood, a name that Matthew says stuck even to his own day. And this is where it gets even more incredible. Matthew points out that this entire sequence of events, the 30 silver coins, the purchase of the Potter's Field, was actually a fulfillment of prophecy. He quotes what the prophet Jeremiah had said. They took the 30 silver coins, the amount the people of Israel had agreed to pay for him. This shows us how God's sovereign plan was at work, even through the darkest actions of men. It's a powerful story that teaches us so much. It highlights the difference between worldly sorrow, which leads to despair like Judas's, and godly sorrow, which leads to repentance and life. It also shows the stark hypocrisy of the religious leaders and the incredible way God weaves all events, good and bad, into his ultimate plan of redemption. What are your thoughts on this passage? I'd love to read them in the comments below. It's a deep one to reflect on. Thanks so much for watching and spending this time with me.